Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to Answers Life. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I gotta admit, I really did not want to make this video, but I feel I need to make this video because what has going on is morally wrong. Now, many of you are probably aware of the whole situation going on in Springfield, Ohio, of how the Haitians have been accused of eating man's best friend. And several days ago, I made a video about that. And if you go back and you watch that video and you pay close attention to my wording, I said allegedly that's what they may have been over there doing. I said allegedly because, none of us knows whether any of that is true or untrue. Now, apparently, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump's running mate, which I believe he's from Ohio, apparently he made up that whole allegation about the Haitians, eating man's best friend. Now I'm going to try to locate the clip where he was talking about that allegation, and you guys can make a judgment call on whether or not he made up that allegation or not. So I'll be right back.
Totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to, create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
You just said that this is a story that you created. So then the eating dogs and cats thing is not.
Dana, it comes from firsthand accounts from my constituents. I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it. I didn't create 20,000 illegal migrants coming into Springfield thanks to Kamala Harris's policies. Her policies did that, but yes, we created the actual focus that allowed the American media to talk about this story and the suffering caused by Kamala Harris's policies.
I can't honestly say that I'm the biggest fan of that particular news source that story came from, but it's one of those type of situations where if you feel the way I feel, maybe not a fan of that particular news source. It's one of them type of situations to where we gotta be mature and we gotta chew the meat and spit the bones out. Just for the record. All right, folks. I'm back. Now, honestly, I think J.D. Vance did make up a fib. That's my personal opinion about the man. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people right about now are tapping out of politics completely, and they're not going to vote for either party. This is one of the big reasons why you got a lot of people that are not even registered voters, because they have no faith in the political system. And I told you guys on the video that I made about I told you guys, I want to say maybe last week, about a week or so ago, that I was leaning towards that direction of not even wasting my time voting. At least not on the federal level, because as I told you guys before, when you vote, don't only focus on the federal level, also focus on your city and state politics, because for the most part, those are actually those politicians are going to actually have more of an influence on your life than what's on the federal level. Now, right now, what's going on the federal level, I would say the stakes are high, and that's why a lot of us are on the edge of our seats trying to figure out what's going on and be well informed when it comes time to vote. Now, I do gotta say, I'm very disappointed. At the same time, I'm very disgusted at J.D. Vance and his allegations. Now, if you've been watching me recently, you already know how I feel about illegal immigration. You already know how I feel about what's been going on with the open borders and all the migrants flooding the country. Obviously, I'm not for it at all. I mean, it's not only detrimental to the American people, but even more so detrimental to Black America. And given that I'm a Black American, that's just how I feel. However, I strongly disagree with a political official making up lies about any group of people. And my attitude about that situation is, I don't care if the Haitians were in the country legally or illegally. I don't care how they got into the country. Nobody deserves to have anything made up about them like that. Because, there's people out here that are avid animal lovers, and they're not exactly functioning with a full deck of cards upstairs, if y'all know what I mean. And some of those individuals, they love animals, but at the same time, they're still full of hate for people that don't look like them. With that being said, a person like that might come across a Haitian who may have just been out minding their own business, not bothering nobody, didn't hurt no one, didn't hurt no animals, none of that kind of stuff. And they might decide to do something bad to that individual for no other reason than they're Haitian, and it's been assumed that they're out here doing bad things to animals. And I gotta be honest, I was very surprised and disappointed and disgusted all at the same time when I heard him, in my opinion, admit to his lies. And my thing is, we got enough issues going on in this country as it stands. I mean, I don't even know why the man even chose a lie. I mean, with all the American people voting who were going to vote for Donald Trump anyway, with a lot of the people in the Black community that were going to vote for Donald Trump anyway. I'm not sure why Vance. I think that's how I pronounce his name. Let me get my little paper here. Vance. I'm sorry, Vance. I'm not sure why Vance would even take it upon himself to make up such a lie. I mean, for people that may have been on the fence and maybe they were going to vote for Trump because they're frustrated with what's going on in the country, some of those people, either A, they're going to vote for the other side, or B, they're going to take the stance of, I'm not voting for nobody. I'm voting for the couch, because none of these politicians have proven to be able to be trusted. So a lot of the people that may have been on the fence, they're going to either vote for the other side or they're going to not vote at all. And I'm just, like I said, nobody, whether they're in this country legally or illegally, deserves to have lies made up about them. Because, those type of lies can have people's lives in danger. And nobody deserves to live like that. I don't care how they came here. I mean, I think J.D. Vance and Trump, I think Donald Trump needs to have a word with J.D. Vance. I mean, even though we're getting close to voting, I would say that Trump needs to get rid of Vance and get somebody else to run with him. Because Vance, in my opinion, doesn't ruin the credibility of Donald Trump in a way. I mean, it gives Donald Trump a bad look. I mean, what J.D. Vance needs to do is, him and Donald Trump, they need to focus on the facts. Like, they need to just focus on the facts. All this extracurricular stuff that they're doing, making up lies about people, it don't make no sense. I mean, this is some bull crap that someone maybe in high school would do. This is some bull crap that high schoolers would do, not a grown man that's running for vice president. So, yeah, I mean, like I told you guys, when I look at politics with a critical mind. Like I told you guys, I try not to focus too much on politics. But when I do focus on politics, I try to do it with a critical mind. And I think what happened was dead wrong. I mean, Vance was dead wrong on what he done did. He was dead wrong. And now you got a bunch of people that, some of them, their lives have probably been threatened. They've probably received other threats. And for no reason. I mean, I think they needed to stick with what policies that they have to improve the American economy. I think we need to stick with going back to protecting the north and southern borders of the country. And all this making stuff up about people, I don't care what justification that Vance gives, because later in another video, which I'm not going to have on the channel here, if you go and you do some research on your own, you'll see how he doubles down on his lie. I'm going to call it what it is, a lie. And I'm sorry, but that ain't right. I believe when you're running for an office as high as president or vice president, you need to have a level of class. You can't be out here telling lies like that, I don't know what to say. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, I was almost speechless when I heard that all that about the Haitians eating man's best friend was possibly nothing but a bunch of lies. And other people now, and honestly, I was actually wanting to take a trip to Springfield today, because today is my day off of work. Unfortunately, I got a lot of stuff going on around the house. I mean, the other day we got hit with a pretty bad storm, and now I have a tree which I have to take care of, and I got a couple of people coming out to help me with that, so I have to be home to take care of that business. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take that trip up to Springfield. I mean, other YouTubers have went up there and they've done some interviews, and I don't know, maybe I might go up there later when I have a little extra time. I don't know. But yeah, for those of you that are, like I said, as strong as I disagree with what's going on in this country with the open borders and the migrants, at the same time, nobody, regardless of how they got to this country legally or illegally, deserves to have their life put in danger because somebody wants to tell some lies. So yeah, for all the politicians out here, for everyone out here that might be voting for Trump, all I'm going to say is Trump and Vance, man, they needed to stick with the facts. Just stick with your policies of how you're going to improve the American economy. And yeah, just stick with the facts. And here's another thing. Rather than making stuff up about a group of people, here's another idea. Since he seems to have the energy to do that type of stuff, I got an idea. And this is a topic that none of us has heard any politician on any side discuss. What are any of these politicians going to do about the homeless issue in the United States? All these people that are homeless because they got mental problems, and some of them have got mental problems. They might be using illegal substances to help to, I'll just say, self-medicate their issue. My question to politicians on both sides, what is anybody willing to do to address some of the homelessness that's rampant throughout the United States? Now, I know homelessness is out of control in many other countries, but I'm talking about the United States because that's where I live. So what's anybody going to do about the homeless issue that's going on? So why doesn't Trump and Vance, focus on that and quit going out here and making up lies about people. I'm just saying. So that's all I gotta say on this topic. So hopefully you guys got something out of it. Hopefully you guys that are gonna go out here and vote, you vote. I mean, for one, when you do your research on your politicians, you do it with a critical mind. And as I'm gonna always tell you, don't vote based on identity politics, but vote based on policy. And I gotta say, man, after seeing that video and just hearing some of the stuff I heard about Trump's running mate, I gotta say, for those of you that choose to sit out and vote for the couch, I don't blame you. Stay blessed.